As I returned from the 5th flight, Ageha came over to us. I groaned as I opened the canopy. It's so hot! It looks like if you want to fly in this season, water is indispensable. Yeah, my body's used to being in the cockpit now. Amane speaks in a way that is hard to interpret whether she's pleased or if she's sulking. It would appear that she still has a complex about her clumsiness. I'm feeling quite worn out. I'm gonna take a little break. Getting back on the ground, my legs are a little unsteady. Rather than actually being tired, being in the air for so long has messed up my sense of balance. We continue with that conversation topic, then Kotori says, Amane looked at me. No, I can't let her ride it with me. You're the one with the license, Amane. That might be true for just normal flying, but there's no guarantee that there won't be any problems. If something happens, I won't be able to deal with it. Agia responds instinctively and Amane seems a little hurt. However, when I was sitting in the back seat watching Amane at the controls, I certainly did feel quite nervous. Kotori swallows as she nods. In her wheelchair, Kotori throws her arms into the air. Sure. Agia and I pick up Kotori and put her in the back seat. What's up, Amane? While we continue the preparations, Ageha waits over by the winch. The launch preparations were complete. I gave Ageha the signal to commence the launch. The winch isn't moving at all. What? Hey, what's the problem? Ageha's waving in this direction. The next moment... Oh, it seems to be broken. Black smoke was coming from the winch. I'll be back. Just in case, please release the tow rope for now. I check that Amane had released the tow rope, then run over to the winch. What's up? Looking at the black smoke rising up like a signal, a beacon, Agia called out, completely at a loss as to what to do. That's a shame. Amane sounded like she was in complete despair and she looked at the inside of the winch, which was covered in oil. Kotori, who really wanted to fly, was downhearted. It looked like one of the parts in the dilapidated old machine is broken and we could no longer use it. Amane nods as if to say, you're right. Can this be fixed? Maybe we should ask An-chan. For a start, even getting someone to come and get such a bulky machine would be a tough job in itself. To tell the truth, I'm more worried about the costs than the time it will take.
ってことは、今日のテストはここまでだ。
Sitting in a wheelchair, Kotori goes white with a shock. Anchan got one of his contacts to repair the broken winch. It's an old model and there was rattling with some other parts, so he said the repairs will take at least a week. We were so busy until yesterday, now suddenly we have nothing to do. We are all completely devastated. It's not like there is nothing for us to do. I head back to the simulator before I forget the feeling of flying, and as always, Amane goes back to the drawing board. Kotori opened a book she borrowed from the library to check something. Yay! Again, who had lost our game of rock, paper, scissors, had come back from buying ice cream. She gives out the ice cream to everyone.
Kotori, 何読んでんの？ちょっとね、モーニンググローリーのことを調べてるの。私らの最終目標って空飛ぶことじゃないもん。
At some point, the test flight had become our objective, but that was really just a milestone. To go above the clouds was our true objective. We also need to do that this summer. After she finished giving out the ice cream, she dug into her own and slumped down in the chair.
本当なら今頃テスト三昧だったのにな。
There's nothing we can do about it right now. We can't fly without the winch. I fear that the simulator isn't really enough. Why don't you do your homework or something while you have the chance?
もう終わったよ。
Wow, that was quick. When did she have enough spare time to do that?
うちらさ、夏らしいことなんもやってないよね。
Maybe we should go to the beach. Is there a beach near here? I mean, there is a lake. You know, so that we can have an obligatory swimsuit episode.
夏祭りもいつの間にか終わっちゃったし。
That's because we've been in the garage the whole time. If I had to say, the only kind of summer activity we did was eating that watermelon.
なんか夏っぽいことしたーい。ねえ、どっか泳ぎに行こうよ。
It's like she can read my mind or something. Where can we go? Everyone's gonna be at the pool and the beach, so they'll all be jam-packed.
学校のプールは水泳部が絶賛練習中だったしな。
She must have seen that on the way back from the store and felt that she wanted to do it too.
そうだ、あるじゃん、泳げるところ。
Oh, you mean that place? That place? As soon as she said that, I knew where she meant.
行こう、泳ぎに、これから。
Standing up quickly, she turns around to look at Amanda and Kotori.
ダメ。なんで？だって学校指定の水着しか持ってないもん。
That's totally fine with me.
私はそれさえ持ってないぞ。プールの授業を最後に受けたのはいつだったかな。そんなのこれから買いに行けばいいんですよ。
And that's why, being pushed into it by Agea, it was hurriedly decided that we would be going swimming this afternoon. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, I guess. It is the summer holiday after all. We are not so lazy that we'd willingly let it go to waste. In the afternoon, we stopped off at the dormitory. This place is closer to where we want to go. Okay, guys, have you got everything? Alright, let's go. Are they going to the lake here in the background? Feeling like I was leading the outing, I took everyone with me as we left the dormitory. Our destination was...
地元民も知らない穴場スポットよ。
This was no beach resort, it was the shore of a lake. There was sand beneath our feet, the water was nice, we could swim there, and like Agia said, being off the beaten path meant that most people didn't know about it. It's surrounded by forest and cliffs, so it can't be seen from the surrounding area.
面白い場所だな。
Seeing the water, Head flaps his wings happily.
子供の頃、ここら辺を探検してて発見したんだよね。
This was our secret place where we'd come to play.
早く着替えて泳ぎましょ
Looking at the water made her get excited just like Head.
う。あっちのくぼみなら周りから見えないよ。
Said Agea as she pushed Kotori's wheelchair along. Because of the sand, if she didn't do that, Kotori wouldn't be able to go forwards.
葵くん、こっち来ちゃダメだからね。
That's a shame. Okay, I get it. You've always got such a big mouth.
あんたも一応男の子だから、あっちで待ってなさい。
She yelled as she threw Head back to where he was before. Well, then I'll get changed too. When I say get changed, all I mean is that I'm taking my clothes off. I'm already wearing my swimming shorts. Head looks like he really wants to go swimming. I thought that once in a while he'd like to swim in a big wide open place like this, so I brought him along and it seems like he's enjoying it. Just hold on a bit longer, everyone will be back soon. I waited with Head for a while, then the girls came back from the shadows of the hollow, wearing the new swimsuits that they had just bought. They all look nice. Look, you really are girls after all. No shit, Sherlock.
何それ。ひどい。そんな感想。そうだそうだ。
Okay, I'm sorry. Usually you don't really seem all that feminine, that's all. What? I continue to make these kind of terrible comments, but I can't help if it's true, which it isn't. I spent basically all day every day with them, so I didn't really make the distinction between boys and girls. That is unrealistic. But
今は感じてるってことだね。
They really do seem a lot more feminine, or rather, I'm being made to notice. I usually don't notice, but this just reminded me of just how cute they are. So this must be why all the boys in the class envy me.
それではここでお約束の質問タイム。
She will ask me which swimsuit I like the best. No, wait, that's...
誰の水着が一番気に入りましたか？
I knew it! Agia surprised me with a really direct question. All of them are aware of where I'm looking and seem to be making poses. Looks like I won't be able to bluff my way out of this one. Kotori, Agia, Amane? Neither of them. Now that's interesting. Amane is... I can't choose Amane. Let's have a better look. Which one should I choose, Kotori or Ageha? You know what, I always thought that big breasts are kinda overrated, so let's choose Kotori. Maybe Kotori's. Kotori is stunned and instantly goes bright red.
よかったじゃないか、小鳥。葵くんが褒めてくれたぞ。しゃあないか。小鳥かわいいもんね。ダメで見ないで。
What sort of a response is that? So I praise her, but I'm in a worse position than before?
まあまあ、小鳥ちゃんなりに照れ隠ししてんのよ。
Kotori's bright red face looks down at the ground. The no-holds-barred question time ended without incident, so now it's time to go swimming. After finishing my warm-up, I start on inflating the rubber ring.
いらないって、そんなの。子供じゃないんだからね。
No way, it'll be a big problem for me if you drown.
そうだよ。水の事故は怖いんだから。そんなのいらないのに。
Ha ha ha! Pretty soon you'll be glad that we've got the rubber ring from the bottom of your heart. As I speak quietly, but with a hidden meaning, she gives me a suspicious look. Alright, finished. I put the inflated rubber ring over Kotori's head. Hold on tight, don't let go.
じゃあ行きますか。
Agi and I lifted up Kotori together.
ちょっとどこ連れてく気
To the water. Even though the water's close by, we head in a completely different direction. What?
いいからいいから。
Then we climbed on top of a big rock at the bottom of the cliff. By now, it seems that Kotori has realized that what we have in store for her.
何する気かな。
Don't worry, it's really deep down there.
だから何思いっきり飛び込んでも平気ってこと
With big grins on our faces, we swing Kotori's body like a pendulum.
いやー人殺し
Here we go. 1, 2. As we throw Kotori with all our strength, as she flies through the air in a beautiful upward curve. The water sprays out like a torpedo had exploded.
おおさすが小鳥っていうだけあって派手に飛んだわね
Yep, she flew pretty nicely. From out of the ripples in the water, Kotori emerged, still holding tightly to her rubber ring. Hey, are you okay?
生きてる楽しいもう一回
No, she liked it. Kotori waved both hands like she was calling for an encore. Next is a jump of S difficulty, a triple aerial twist moonsault. As we get down from the rock to go and get Kotori, there was Amane waiting with a sparkle in her eyes.
次は私の番だね
Huh? You wanna do it too?
先輩高所恐怖症なんじゃこのくらいなら平気だ
There's no way we could refuse when she has such an expectant look in her eyes. There's nothing we can do about that, so Agiha and I lift up Amane. The reason why she's heavier than Kotori must be because of her boobs.
あまねちゃんもやるのクワクワ
Get out of the way, it's dangerous there.
行きますよ先輩
1, 2, 3. Amane flew through the air. Her trajectory was a little lower than Kotori's. This time the splash was like a direct hit from a torpedo. Kotori and Head let out noises as the splashing water hits. Amane, are you alright?
あれ
Look, look, Amane is sinking. Amane?
あまねちゃん
Kotori starts desperately paddling towards her as she thrusts her hand into the water. Amane's face appears from the water. Then she clings onto Kotori's rubber ring.
沈むちょっと暴れないで
Hang on, I'll be right there. I jump in and go to rescue them both.
死ぬところだった泳げないことをすっかり忘れていたよ
Janeo!
笑い事じゃないでしょあまねちゃ
You can't swim, so why did you want to do it?
んだって小鳥が楽しそうだったんだそれにもしかするとパイロットスキルの訓練になるかもと思って
I don't think it would help with that.
私後でもう一回ね
Okay, okay.
じゃあ私も
You can't do it.
シュン
This is a game that we often used to play.
小さい頃さこれやってホタルが泣いたよね
We were quite ruthless back then. Masatsugu would be close to tears too. However, this is one of those rites of passage, and this is what helps kids to grow up. Maybe. Well, we started things off all of a sudden in a kind of childish way, but we were enjoying summer activities in our own way. Recently, I haven't really been that active, so I was just swimming around the place. Kotori entrusted herself to the rubber ring floating on the water with Head alongside her, while Agea and Amane were building sand castles. Those two really do like making things.
気持ちいいわね。
Kotori murmured with half of her body floating in the water.
水の中にいると体が軽くて煩わしくなくていいわ。
She's always in her wheelchair, so even moving a short distance can be quite troublesome. In the water, even her disabled legs don't feel so heavy. Head is happy at being able to swim around as much as he likes. I passed by the two of them as I returned from a long-distance swim, then go out of the water and sprawled out on top of the sand. Phew, I sure am worn out after that.
おかえり。えらい遠くまで行ってたわね。
It's been a while since I did any exercise. I feel like I've lost some stamina.
にしてもすごい足してるわね。
Murmured Agea as she looked at my thighs. Oh, that's because I used to cycle.
見てよ小鳥。あんたのウエストくらいあるわよ。失礼ね。私そんなに太くないわよ。
As she says that, I can't help but look at Kotori's waist. It really is slim. It's hard to tell because she's always in her wheelchair, but Kotori has a slender body. Compared to her, Agea is.
何よ。
No, I was just thinking how full-bodied you are.
ふっくら出た。小鳥が細すぎんの。アゲハはおやつを控えるべきね。
Kotori spoke in a serious tone to Head.
おのれ。スタイルといえば。
Both girls stared straight at Amane, who was relaxing in the shade of a tree. She was in the water just now, so her wet swimsuit was clinging tightly to her body, which emphasized her curves.
出るとこ出てて。引っ込むべきとこは引っ込んでる。
She really does have the ideal curvaceous body.
やっぱりあまねちゃんずるい。そうだそうだ。何のことかな。美人でスタイル良くて頭もいいなんて。
But she's a little bit boring.
ちょっと天然入ってるけど、そこもなんか愛嬌あってずるい。
Amane looks at her body slightly bewildered. She puts her hands on her voluptuous breasts and lifts them up. I know because we've been living together for a few days, but Amane doesn't seem to do anything to maintain her figure. Kotori and Agea don't really worry that much about it, but in Amane's case, she doesn't seem worried about it in the slightest. In other words, she's a natural beauty. It can't be helped if they say it's unfair.
スタイルといえば、葵くんが一番じゃないか?
The fuck? That came completely out of the blue. Me?
ちょっと立ってみてくれないか?
I do as she says and stand up.
確かに。本当だ。
Can you stop looking at me like that? It's kind of embarrassing.
いいじゃない。減るもんじゃなし。
You say that to me, but if I stared at you, you'd get angry, wouldn't you?
それは男子はエッチだからよ。私らは違うもんね。
That's what girls always say, but is it really true?
ね
え。So it's okay because they're girls then?
スラッと細いくせに筋肉質で、なんかいい体って感じ。
Don't say it like that.
ちょっとこっち来て。
I go to Kotori as she beckons me over.
ちょっと触っていい?
Sure, but don't touch any weird places. Kotori pokes my arm muscles with her fingertip.
ね、力入れてみて。
I do as she tells me.
嘘、何これ、硬い。
That's what she said.
どれどれ？あ、本当だ。こんなに硬くなるものなのか。
Everybody seems intrigued as they poke my muscles. It tickles.
じゃあ、今度はここ。
She says as she points at my chest. Hey, if I touched your chest, you'd go totally nuts.
怒る。いいから触らせなさいよ。 こんな美少女に胸触ってもらえるのよ。
Yeah, but you shouldn't say it like...
私も触ってみたい。
Look, it's difficult when Amane says it too. It can't be avoided, so I tense up my pecs.
もこってなった。すごい。なにこれ、硬い。同じ人体とは思えないぞ。
Amane checks the difference by alternating between touching my chest and her own. What is going on? This is so embarrassing. But I am just a tad happy about it. A guy being happy about having his muscles praised is just like a girl being pleased about having her figure praised. This part is even better, I say as I kind of get carried away and tense up my legs.
カッチカチだ。ほえー、さすがね。すごいなあ、葵くんは。
Ha ha ha! How do you like my well-trained thighs?
でもなんかちょっと気持ち悪いね。ここまで来るとちょっとね。このまま持って殴れば凶器になりそうだな。ん？どうしたの、葵くん？
It's nothing. I'm just going to go for another swim. The three girls stare blankly at me as I trudge towards the water. Don't kill yourself.
どうしたんだろう、急に。さあ、男の子はナイーブだから。もうちょっと触りたかったな。
I float on the surface of the water along with Het, who had followed me, and it seemed to soothe my wounded heart. Maybe we should take one together, but we'll do that next time on If My Heart Had Wings. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Bye bye.